This is the Little Moments Count radio podcast, created in partnership with community radio stations throughout Minnesota. Each episode, you'll hear interviews with early childhood experts on how to support the important brain development that takes place in the first 1,000 days of life, just through little moments every day. Learn more at littlemomentscount.org/podcast.
FM 89.9 KMOJ. Good afternoon. Walter Q. Bear Banks Jr. got you on the afternoon drive. And letting you know about this afternoon, well, check this out. This afternoon, partnership with Little Moments Count. Now, Little Moments Count is a statewide collaborative focusing on helping parents and caregivers learn about the importance of the brain development in the first 3 years of a young one's life. Nearly 80% of the brain growth happens in the first 1,000 days in a small person's interaction. We're talking playing, we're talking reading and singing, just to help that creative pathways of the brain and direction and strength that elevates with it. If you like to visit to get more information, it will be at littlemomentscount.org. And on the phone line, I have Miss Arielle. I'd like to say good afternoon to you, and how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Q Bear. I'm good. How are you?
About 6'3" and chilling, and that's on the real. That is definitely on the real. For the listening audience, you're part of NAS, which is Northside Achievement Zone, as the Director of Early Childhood on the North Side when talking about Northside Achievement Zone. Give us just a little bit about your works, as in what's your job or your position when it comes to being that Director of Early Childhood.
Yeah, absolutely. So Northside Achievement Zone, or NAS, we are located over on West Broadway and 2nd, so just down the road from you, and we're working to create a culture of achievement in North Minneapolis. We're really aiming for that college-bound commitment from scholars and families, and supporting all children to be graduating high school and be ready to start their college or start their career after that. And so we start early. We are starting with the babies before they're even born. We are connecting families to doula services and really thinking about that healthy development early on. So in my role as the Director of Early Childhood, I am building out all of the things for families starting at pregnancy and going through that transition to kindergarten. So we're here as a resource to equip families with meeting some of those needs they might have. We know parenting can be stressful and can be tough, but it also can be super rewarding. And so we're trying to figure out what are those opportunities you have to connect to your scholars, and what are the resources in the community that can support that. So high-quality early childhood education or home visiting are some of the ways, doulas, all of the things that might support your young scholars' development.
Now, when you talk about the word doula, can you explain to someone that may not know what a doula is?
Absolutely. So a birth doula, or otherwise called a doula, is someone, it's really a person that can be by your side to help you make decisions when you're pregnant, help you plan for your labor and delivery, advocate for you. Sometimes we go into those prenatal appointments and, doctors are saying lots of things and giving us lots of options, or maybe feeling like we don't have any options. And the birth doula can really walk alongside you, help you to understand what are doctors talking about when we're making these decisions about our care, and how can we make sure we can make choices that feel good to us. So when we're in that labor and delivery room and ready to bring the scholar into the world, we know what our choices are, and we can advocate. And so the doula is right there alongside you to do that. So they can be there at your house prenatally, doing they do all sorts of things, prenatal massage or prenatal yoga. They might be helping with breastfeeding, and then they're at your labor and delivery right in the hospital, really being a cheerleader, cheering you on, advocating for you, helping you adjust to the new baby, come over after the baby's born and help with some postpartum care as well. So pretty cool opportunity, a really great person to be there by your side.
Okay. Well, when it comes to your experience, can you give us some of the most common misconceptions or challenges when it comes to parents facing, what it's about when it's supporting your child at an early age and talking about that development?
Yeah, I think sometimes development can feel overwhelming. Some of the things that we're told about young children can be pretty overwhelming. We get a lot thrown at us as parents with young children. You know, a lot of appointments we have to be going to, a lot of things about development. But I think breaking it down, you know, really it boils down to talking, playing, singing, reading, those little moments that you can have with your scholar, to be interacting with them and supporting them. And really that relationship you have with them is what matters the most. And so I think one misconception is just that it takes, you know, you have to be sitting down with your scholar every day for multiple hours a day to see this impact. But really, I'm sure you can speak to it. You know, when you look at little kids, it's like every little moment you have with them, something's happening up there. They're learning, they're making connections. And so it can be as small as putting your baby on your chest and having them do tummy time, making eye contact with them, singing to them before they go to bed. Those little things we do as parents that are sometimes feel like very natural or sometimes just come to us that really, really matter and play a big role in their development.
Okay, so one of the things that I look at and I say, you know, because we're looking at relationships where, you know, parents are supposed to be parents and they're supposed to help the young ones to rise up and to be and help to groom. But in the process of that, sometimes the parents don't get along. How effective or ineffective when it comes to the relationship of a parent and showing love around that child compared to the debates of arguments and negative discussions?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's so important to be on the same page with parents and how we're kind of acting around our scholars. I know, you know, adults, we can get in the way of things. And I know Sandra Samuels, our executive director, talks a lot about, you know, adults and how we can kind of get in the way of scholars. And I think that's what you're getting at here is just how can we make sure we're giving space as parents, maybe co-parents, or maybe parents in relationship but still have stressors going on. How can we really make sure to pour into our scholars and try to limit the amount of stress that they're exposed to when it comes to our own big adult issues that are going on. So I think that's a hard thing to do, but as much as we can, you know, align in our goals of what we want for our children and see eye to eye on that only does better for our youngest scholars.
And what was that thing for you that got you started in this space or this area when we're talking about early childhood development and also being a part of NAS as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I've been in this for a long time. I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. So from the moment that, you know, my brother was born, I was my mom would say I was in this for the long haul. My mom, I grew up in a family child care home, so really close to a lot of the ways in which my mom interacted with a lot of children in her life that weren't her own or were her own. So I feel like I've been born into this is something I'm really passionate about, and then just the community that's out there for early childhood professionals and parents, and how everyone comes together just to support scholars is really, really amazing. And the Northside has a lot of strong early childhood programming happening. So if people want more information about what that looks like, they can connect to NAS, Northside Achievement Zone, and really get more information from us about what can it look like to support their scholar in early childhood on the north side and what opportunities are out there, because there is a lot of dedicated people ready to wrap their arms around the youngest scholars and families and see them feel like they have that support around them.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Arielle Handevidt. Am I close?
Yes, that is right.
Wow!
Spot on.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking. And I want to say thank you very much for the time and opportunity, and you doing what you're doing over at NAS as a Northside Achievement Zone, and keep being strong in the position that you're in, all right?
Thanks, Cuber. Have a good afternoon.
No doubt. You do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, no question about it. If you want more information or you like more information, you can always lock in at littlemomentscount.org/podcast, or even beyond that, Little Moments Count, and you can visit their website at littlemomentscount.org. I'm going to run it back to you again because that's just the way it is. littlemomentscount.org. It's FM 89.9 KMOJ, no doubt about it, is the people's station. Yay!
Thanks for listening to the Little Moments Count radio podcast in partnership with community radio stations throughout Minnesota. You can find the Little Moments Count radio podcast wherever you get your podcasts and at littlemomentscount.org/podcast.